Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to Science Time. I am so excited to do this science experiment with you today. So what we're talking about is we're going to be talking about sound. And we're going to be doing a little experiment that is really simple, and it's going to show us a little bit more about how sound works. So if you remember the scientific method, the first thing that we do is we ask a question. And so for this experiment, I'm pretty much just asking what is going to happen if I try to make noise with this spoon connected to this string. And now that question might not make any sense yet, but you will see why it makes sense. Now, remember, the next step is to kind of do some research. So I need to know how sound works. And I know that sound works, it comes in waves. And when sound moves in waves, a lot of times if you have something which is called a conductor, which this string is going to serve as, it allows sound waves to travel. So I know that this may help some sound waves to travel in this experiment. Now, for this experiment, all you'll need is you'll need a piece of yarn or string. It's good to probably be about as tall as you are, because when we fold it in half, it should reach about your waist with room to hold it. So about as tall as you are. You will need a ruler. It is better to have a wooden ruler or like a thick plastic one, but you can also substitute for this different like type of piece of slab of wood, or even you can try something like a pencil or a pen or something to try instead of this. I just know that this works very well with a ruler. However, you can definitely try other things if you don't have a ruler. And then a spoon. And you can try this experiment. What I'm going to do with this experiment is two different spoons, two different size spoons. So I have like a teaspoon, and then I have like a serving spoon. You can also try it. We're going to talk more about how you can try it with different things as well. But we're going to start with the spoon. So what you want to do first is you want to start to tie this string, and you want to try to make it as even as possible. So you want to tie it until you have a little loop right here. And in that little loop, you are going to put your spoon. So I'm going to take my spoon, and I'm going to start with the big one, and you just stick its handle in and you tighten it. So just like that. Now, it really doesn't matter if you put the string higher up on the handle or down at the end of the spoon. It really doesn't matter. What you're going to do next is you're going to wrap the end of each of the pieces of string around your fingers. And you're going to try to make sure that it's about even, so you have about the same amount of string wrapped around. And what you're going to do then, you want the spoon to be hanging right around your waist, and you're going to put your fingers to your ears. Now, you're not putting your fingers in your ears, and you're not putting your string in your ears. You're just kind of putting it up to your ears so that it's almost like you're getting ready to plug your ears, but you're not actually plugging your ears. Then what you're going to do, you're going to need a parent or a sibling or someone to do this part for you. So it's good to have a partner who can help you do this. I'm going to do it by myself. If you need to do it by yourself, you can also do it this way. You won't get the full effect though. So while you're going like this, you are going to have your partner in crime bang this ruler, just tap it against the spoon. And now you probably hear like a dinging sound, right? You most likely hear that. I can hear something even different. I hear more of like a gonging sound. It's a very interesting sound. So what you were hearing on the computer screen is different than what I just heard. Now you can also try it with the same spoon. Try it hooked in down further. So, whoops. As I drop it. So I hear something even more different. Now, I did it with the big spoon. Then you can also do it with the smaller spoon. So you do the same thing. And it is important that it's kind of in the middle of the string so that you have enough string to tie or to wrap around your fingers and hold up to your ears. So about that. Sorry, you probably hear Evie walking on our tile floor. So once again, I'm going to do this. Try to have a equal amount. I'm going to put that there so I can do it. But once again, it is easier if someone will actually tap the ruler with, for you so that you don't have to do it. So once again, you hear a noise. I hear a very different noise than what you are probably able to hear when I tap this. And I'm interested to see what you hear. And sorry, you also probably hear Evie drinking water now. So I'm interested to see what you hear when you do this experiment. I will tell you, it is not the same like tapping sound that everyone else hears and like your partner will hear, because the string serves as a conductor. So basically the science behind this experiment is that when the ruler hits the spoon, it makes vibrations. So now it's very interesting because listen to it now without the string attached. It just makes a tapping noise. And then when you connect it to the string serves as a conductor for those sound waves, for those vibrations. So the vibrations move up these pieces of string. And basically, the string allows the sound to resonate or reverberate, which means it kind of keeps going. It's not just that one ding or that one clanging sound or whatever sound that you originally heard. And it's very different than just that sound. Okay, it's more of a gong sound, which is really neat. So in order to make this more of an experiment, that was more of a demonstration for you, and I am really excited to hear what you have to say and what you think that the sound sounds like. But in order to make it an actual experiment, try to do it with something different. So if you do it with different lengths of string, that will change it. If you do it with different size spoons, that will change it. If you do it with different utensils, like a fork or a butter knife, not a sharp knife, just like a butter knife, that will also change the sound. So try it with different things too. Don't just try it with the spoon. Try out the experiment with different kinds of utensils. Also, you can try it out with different types of string. I have like yarn, like the yarn that you might knit or crochet with. Maybe if you have fishing wire or a different kind of string at your house, twine, it might act differently. Or like I said before, if you do different lengths of yarn, like if you do a very short piece of yarn or a very long piece of yarn, that also might make the sound different. So that is your experiment end of things. So remember, when you're doing an experiment, you always have to come up with a hypothesis. So I'm going to leave a spot for you to write your hypothesis about any of the different ways we could do this experiment. So for example, your hypothesis could start out, I think that if you use a fork, it will sound low, high, sharp, dull, loud? What will it sound like? Or I think that if you use a shorter piece of yarn, it will do this. And then try it out. Tell me, is your hypothesis correct? If you use a fork, is it a lower sound than if you use either of these two spoons? If you use shorter string, is it a higher sound, or is it a quieter sound, or is it a louder sound? So what happens when you do this experiment? I would also love to see the results of you doing this experiment. So if you want to share any pictures or videos, there is the media section for you to be able to share on Schoology on this lesson. I'm looking forward to seeing what you have to say and looking to see your results. Remember, this is just our little bit of an introduction to sound, and you just got to make sound waves and see how they work, which is really, really awesome. All right, I will talk to you next time, third grade. I am looking forward to hearing and seeing how this experiment went for you. See ya.